Before we start our lesson, let's look back and review our previous lesson. In our previous lesson, we talked about how the smallest of things matter to God, and how beautiful His work is, even in a small hummingbird. Hello, welcome to the McGuffey's online tutor. Today's lesson comes from the McGuffey's third Eclectic Reader, the revised edition, Lesson 22, The Wind and the Sun. Today we have a guest. Mr. Jefferson, you are welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Mr. Jefferson, may you do us the honors?
Indeed.
Please get a pen and paper, and write down the words, which Mr. Jefferson will soon reveal.
The words for today are decide, to make up one's mind, buckled, to fasten with a buckle, mountain, a landmass that projects well above its surroundings, shelter, the state of being covered or protected, party, a social gathering, especially for pleasure or amusement, dispute, a verbal controversy, succeed, to accomplish an aim, forcibly, effected against resistance through the use of force, mantle, a cloak, oven, kitchen appliance used for baking or roasting.
Listen carefully for these words in today's reading. Let's begin.
The wind and the sun.
A dispute once arose between the wind and the sun, as to which was the stronger.
To decide the matter, they agreed to try their power on a traveler. That party which should first strip him of his cloak was to win the day.
The wind began. He blew a cutting blast, which tore up the mountain oaks by their roots, and made the whole forest look like a wreck.
But the traveler, though at first he could scarcely keep his cloak on his back, ran under a hill for shelter, and buckled his mantle about him more closely.
The wind, having thus tried his utmost power in vain, the sun began.
Bursting through a thick cloud, he darted his sultry beams so forcibly upon the traveler's head, that the poor fellow was almost melted.
"This," said he, "is past all bearing. It is so hot, that one might as well be in an oven."
So he quickly threw off his cloak, and went into the shade of a tree to cool himself.
This fable teaches us that gentle means will often succeed, where forcible ones will fail.
Did you hear the words in today's lesson?
Let me repeat the last part of the reading. This fable teaches us that gentle means will often succeed, where forcible one will fail. Sometimes taking your time is just the way to go, and sometimes being forcible is not good. But there will come times where just the opposite might be the best. But in the case of this story, gentle means will often succeed, where forcible one will fail. Well, this is the end of our lesson, and I hope you visit us again at the McGuffeysOnlineTutor.com for more lessons and worksheets. Thank you, Mr. Jefferson, for assisting me today.
My pleasure.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.